I've been waiting on this for 2 weeks. Do wonder what the hell that plushie's done. Ah, here we go. See what you did. What? Hey, Plush Blake? Yeah, I'm in the bunker right now. Why is it the exact same as my Wait, you moved my room down here? How'd you do that while I was asleep? I walked outside from here. How did... You know what? I don't even want to know, okay? Look, this isn't what I had in mind. Okay? Alright. I'll see when you get back from... I don't even know where you are, but... whatever. To be fair, I wasn't specific. On with the video. Hello Internet, I'm your mate, and it's time for the season finale of Death Battle Season 8. Celebrating 10 years of this show where we watch our favourite characters in fiction fight to the death. Anyway, this season finale, it's not Galactus vs. Unicron, it's not Master Chief vs. Samus Aran, it's not even Alex vs. Cole, it's Saitama vs. Popeye. Now, as I should say with all my reaction videos, please click the link in the description to go watch the actual episode itself before watching mine or anyone's reactions. Don't be a dick, support the official release. How do I know these two? Honestly, I mostly just know Saitama from just being on the internet and people just talking about One Punch Man and talking about him. I did try watching it, it just wasn't for me. Popeye, I'll be honest, I haven't seen a single Popeye cartoon, or any kind of Popeye media. All I've really seen are just, like, parodies in other shows, and what I've learned, like, leading up to this Death Battle episode. So, I am 100% neutral here. That being said, Saitama is going to die. I know in his world he can pretty much destroy anyone in one punch, that's kind of the point. But, oh boy, Popeye, oof. So, yeah, my bet's going for Popeye. But I don't know what the animation style is, because there was no preview on Death Battle Cast. I've heard that Devil Artemis is a guest animator, so it could be 3D, but this also would make a lot of sense to be hand-drawn. Although, I was talking to a friend about this, it would make total sense for this to transition from sprites to 3D models to hand-drawn, or like any combination. It's honestly the kind of style I want to see them do Mickey Mouse versus Bugs Bunny. So, if they're doing that, this could be a great experiment and a little, like, sneak peek towards that potentially happening in the future. So, who knows? And, anyway, I'm gonna stop talking, put these on, and hit play. Although, just... you'd think it'd get easier every year I wear this thing. Oh, for those who are new, it's December, so I'm wearing a Santa hat. And play. Wow, 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 wow.
Saitama, the One Punch Man.
Popeye, the Sailor Man.
East versus West. Old versus new.
Healthy eating versus basic exercise.
These two warriors may
Oh,
seem
yeah.
ridiculous, but their unassuming exteriors belie impossible strength.
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win
What style is it?
a death battle.
Oh, it is 3D models, okay. And Saitama was in a supermarket.
Life
Let
is
them
pain.
fight over a
Brutal.
spinach discount.
The challenges we face during our brief sojourn on this tiny blue marble are what make us human. They light a fire in our soul. They make it all worth something. Without them, we are lost.
Yeah, it's a little early in the day for an existential crisis, but luckily
Boomstick, it's like 7:30 in the evening
For
for
this
me.
failed salaryman, all it took to get that fiery passion back was to save this butt-chin child from a crab monster in underwear. That was a sentence.
This man was Saitama.
This
and
show
he
is
was
weird.
going to be a superhero.
And then again, what show
So
isn't in
he
some way?
trained, pushing his body beyond its limits and shattering the boundaries of humanity.
So hard, his freaking hair fell out.
Saitama's strength grew exponentially day by day, with the goal of becoming the greatest hero who ever lived.
And much to his horror, that's exactly what he got.
All it took was
And
one
now
punch.
he's bored. Hey, he's gonna get
Became
someone to
too
challenge him.
strong. He became the one, the only, the infamous Caped Baldy.
But anyone who's cool.
I know
knows
that's
that
his
with
actual
One
name
Punch
in
Man,
canon, but-
as in he can't help but beat almost every opponent he's faced in exactly one punch. One friggin' punch. And this is a universe with some pretty whacked out monsters, like a giant who's over a quarter of a kilometer tall and can stomp city-sized craters into the earth.
Or an Esper who can effortlessly pull giant meteors from outer space.
Yeah, there's gonna be a
Or
lot
Monster
of
King who
scaling.
shaved off a continent from the Earth's surface and lifted
what?
it into the stratosphere. And
Jesus
Saitama's never even
Christ.
broken so much as a sweat fighting any of them.
During their battle, that same Monster King absorbed this huge chunk of the Earth's core and fired it at Saitama.
Who blocked it by squirt gunning some lava at it. The lava he was bathing in, naked. And then he punched him. Surprise.
Saitama's created after images just by hopping side to side, defeated a martial arts master with his butt, and survived the
Oh, so he beat
inhospitable
Fantastic
vacuum
at
of
Keijo.
space after being kicked all the way to the moon, and before jumping back to Earth in about 16 seconds. That's 8% the speed of light.
Kinda like the time he blocked attacks from this alien dude who stated to move near light speed or punch so fast his fist starts
Okay,
to
getting light
motion.
speed
You know,
stuff
that
in there.
thing that happens when you approach the speed of light.
Saitama utilizes his absurdly superhuman strength and speed with techniques like his devastating normal punch. And if he wants to amp it up, the
Serious punch, sure.
consecutive normal punch.
There we go.
Are you kidding me? Those are his attack names? What kind of self-respecting anime protagonist is he?
Plain and simple, he's a satire of one. Instead of seeing his journey from the beginning and enjoying his struggle to the top, we join him when he's already there.
Basically, imagine if Goku went Super Saiyan in his fight against Jackie Chun. Kinda sucks all the drama out of it, doesn't it?
And that's the point.
Yeah, not far off.
Far from the power fantasy the genre is known for, Saitama's life became an existential nightmare. Without suitable conflict, the struggle that had heretofore defined him became meaningless. His new reality was inescapably boring.
Which is really saying something when he can decimate mountains without even hitting them, or shatter asteroids that rank a 9 on the Torino scale. For those not in the Torino,
I don't even know
that's
what
equal to
that is.
1 trillion tons of TNT.
Oh,
This guy's
okay.
training must have been insane.
100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, and 100 squats, and a 10-kilometer run. Do it every single day.
You've got to be shitting me.
It doesn't make sense because it's not allowed to make sense. To be fair though, to someone who isn't already a trained soldier or athlete, keeping that workout routine every day for years is pretty much impossible.
While 100 push-ups and sit-ups are technically doable, especially if you space them out, doing 100 squats and then running half a marathon every single day would absolutely destroy your legs.
Put simply,
I can
effective
imagine.
workouts involve shredding muscle fibers at the micro level, then allowing them time to repair themselves more durable than before. This repair process requires hydration, consuming protein and carbohydrates, and lots of sleep.
But
Take
Saitama's
note.
workout schedule doesn't give them time to repair, which means he was basically just ripping himself to shreds over and over and
Oh,
over.
God.
After a few days, he shouldn't even been able to move, but he just kept going.
There might be an explanation. Take the brilliant scientist Dr. Genus, whose half-century of research into evolution Saitama erased in well, one punch. According to Genus's hypothesis, Saitama's training broke his limiter.
Basically, every living thing on Earth has
yeah.
a limit to their natural abilities. At some point, no matter how badass they are,
I have
they'll
heard of
plateau.
the
Wait a
limiter
minute.
breaking.
Have I peaked? I gotta go to the gym!
Well, Saitama trained so hard, he literally defied the laws of nature
Can
and
wiggle his
reality.
ears.
He just breaks the logic of his world. He crushed the entire field of evolutionary biology in the palm of his hand.
And while he has stated that his strength did eventually stop growing, it's pretty clear he's never gotten close to showing it off in full.
Such as when he fought the godlike alien conqueror Lord Boros, and finally broke out his serious punch. A blow where he punches a little harder than normal.
And reflected Boros' collapsing star-roaring cannon. Now you see, that's an attack name. An energy blast
That's
that
an
was going
attack
to
name.
blow up the friggin' planet. That's over 50 zetatons of TNT. Like a quadrillion
Man,
of the
the
world's
editing.
strongest nukes going off at once.
Despite his obvious and overwhelming power, Saitama's accomplishments were never officially recognized. As if no one in their right minds could believe a psych ward Charlie Brown could save the world.
Well, he doesn't seem to mind. Almost as if being removed from anything resembling conflict gave him a perspective on how tropey and contrived his world is. Only Saitama's the only one in on the joke, because who cares about how far up their own ass a supervillain is when you can just chill at home with your buds and play video games?
Maybe that was the real lesson all along. Not to value our lives based on our accomplishments, but on the time we spend living and enjoying life's simple pleasures.
I'll leave that to Saitama, and I can't think of anything more pleasurable than punching so hard
Oh,
my name
God.
becomes a byword for literally unbeatable. The dude is the undisputed king of broken anime characters, because until Saitama finds his equal, he's gonna end all his fights in one punch!
That was a good way of ending his analysis. I've only just noticed that 10 years is gone.
Popeye the Sailor Man, hero, adventurer, sailor, man.
Oh, two against one, huh? How do you like that?
Man, he sounds like he smokes a pack of Marlboro Factories every day.
This is
And,
gonna be
if you ever
completely
wanted
new to
know
me,
what
by the way.
angry cat sex sounds
Most of
like,
it.
he can sing.
I'm Popeye the Sailor Man.
How exactly do you know? Never mind. Popeye's origins are humble. Born to the cruelly named Poop Deck Pappy, Popeye was, immediately upon birth, horrifically ugly. So ugly, his father fled in embarrassment of his spawn and never returned.
So Popeye grew up with a chip on his
Jesus.
shoulder and a pop in his eye, especially after discovering his higher calling.
Like
beating the
spinach,
snot
olive
out
oil,
of
and more
people.
spinach.
Don't worry, Popeye's fists are righteous, only spilling the snot of those who deserve it. Inspired by his adopted father, Whaler Joe, Popeye set out to put his combat prowess to the test and join the Navy, becoming a true sailor man.
It was there he learned the sweet science of boxing and to battle against World War II era racial stereotypes. I'm being non-specific,
Oh,
not just
okay.
for sensitivity,
Uh,
but because there are so many examples.
Originating in the era of rubber
It was a
hose
different time.
animation, Popeye's body is essentially made of, well, rubber, able to stretch, twist, squish, and squash any way he likes.
Or rev up his arm for a punch that'll knock you around the planet.
Popeye's punches are
Jesus
fascinating
Christ.
since they can disincorporate their targets into composite elements, like
the
turning
fuck?
anchors into fish hooks, an alligator into handbags, and several Native Americans. You know, I don't even want to know.
I think the reason's
Nor
pretty
do I,
simple,
honestly.
Wiz. He's a cartoon. He can basically do whatever he wants. He can shoot fire from his corncob pipe, pull a canyon closed, punch bolts of lightning out of the air, and even give the sun a black eye.
Judging by the distance the sun is from the Earth, as well as the time it took for the high striker puck to reach it, the puck must have been moving at 500 times the speed
Jesus
of light. In order to generate that
Christ.
force, Popeye must have swung his fist just as fast. Hell, he's even shadowboxed so fast, he somehow occupied 2 places at once and hit himself.
So, was he just born this way? Is being ugly the secret to pulling insane bullshit superpowers out of your ass? Because if so,
No fucks
you might
given,
wanna
I
get
love
on
that.
buddy.
Ha ha, no. The secret to Popeye's immense physical strength is simply the virtue of nutrition.
Ah, I knew you'd find a way to make it lame.
Specifically, Popeye has spent his life consuming a miracle herb that has turned him from a mere sailor into a veritable god. spinach.
Propaganda straight from the bean counters at Big Vegetable. You'll never get me to eat my grains, damn you! It's only animal flesh and grain alcohol for me!
Originating in Persia, Spinacia oleracea is a leafy green nutrient and antioxidant-rich vegetable that can help prevent cancer and reduce blood pressure.
And apparently imbue your biceps with the power of God and anime.
While a normal can of spinach contains about 44 calories, when used in Popeye's world, its effects are multiplied. Not only does it immediately increase Popeye's already impressive strength and speed even further, it makes him virtually impervious to harm.
It lets him fly, turn
I don't-
invisible, shapeshift his body into literally
It's
anything,
insane.
and even survive the universe getting turned off. That's right.
Thank you,
This
Max, for
thing,
showing me
whatever
that.
The hell that thing is apparently God, and he turned off reality in order to kill Popeye and his friends. Cause why not? Except guess what?
He's
Popeye
the-
was fine.
Yeah.
Why? Because he eats his spinach.
I wonder what its nutritional content is like. Let's find out with math.
No!
A single can of spinach in Popeye's world was
Don't
once able to
underestimate
grow a
maths.
beanstalk so tall it reached into outer space, all the way to a nearby solar system, and shattered this stylized yellow star. By measuring the volume of this spinach stalk and including the caloric density of regular spinach, we can calculate one single can of Popeye spinach contains over 46 undecillion calories. That's over 700 octillion times greater than the total calories the average person will consume over their entire life.
That's over 46 million Yoda tons of TNT. Enough to destroy, well, a star. Or enough to punch your annoying neighbor so hard that when they land, they tilt the Earth.
By measuring the angle of the planet after tilting, we can determine its axis was adjusted by about 13 degrees in less than a second. That's a speed of about 1.8 million meters per second.
I wonder, is that enough to power a rocket ship so fast it travels backwards in time? Yeah, 'cause that happened. I only
Oh my
know one
God.
type of herb that'll take you through time. Whatever kind of spinach it is, it sure ain't normal.
Not true. Popeye doesn't consume some special magical spinach. Any kind will do, even if it's handed to him by the audience in the
Yeah.
real world watching his cartoon.
He can just
He
get
summon
spinach
fans
from
to
the
his side
audience.
by whistling for them, praying to gods, painting them into reality, or just waving his hand. The dude has literally been disintegrated into
He's gotta deal with the god of
nothingness.
spinach.
Then his
No
nothingness
joke.
grabbed a spinach can out of nowhere and ate it. Nothing ate it. His nothing. And then he came back with his I don't know.
He can even punch so hard he tears the film strip he's being animated on. Or exit his cartoon to beat the shit out of his own
I
animal.
heard about that.
Popeye's basically fought two different versions of God and whooped their asses. You know, he's a pretty chill broski considering he's basically a spinach-eating Lovecraftian nightmare.
But he's always down for a scrap. So if you decide to antagonize him, be aware you're messing with one of cartoon's all-time heavyweight champions. And, for your own sake, eat your fucking vegetables.
I'm Popeye the Sailor Man.
Oh, okay. 10 years is back for Popeye. Weird. I'll be honest, I don't even know why I paused. Like, yeah, I'm still going with Popeye. Like, the numbers are even greater, and the fact he can just fuck with reality. Like, honestly, like, he could destroy the film strip or just whatever he's being animated on. He can jump out of the fight and beat the crap out of the animator. Is it weird I kind of want to see him jump out of the fight and beat up Wiz and Boomstick? That would be hilarious. Yeah, I'm still going with Popeye, but before I hit play, there's a scene I want. Like, because, okay, Saitama, he's absolutely losing. That's just what I think at the moment. But for his sake, I want a scene of him getting genuinely excited. Like, excited that here's a person who can take his punches and hit back just as hard, if not harder. Well, yeah, harder. Give him the fight he's always wanted. Like, there's a dream he had in, like, the first episode, I think it is. Just give him that. And have him go out saying thank you. I think that actually be a fantastic way for him to go out. Anyway. Here's hoping that happens. And play.
Alright, the
Combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
It's time for a death
battle!
Oh man.
Oh, is that
This crap's
hand-drawn
always so
3D
expensive.
environment?
No thanks.
What the
I can't stand no one bad-mouthing me spinach. Put 'em up, yez big palooka.
Whatever.
Give me a 1 and a 2 and a 1 and a he.
The cartoon sound effects. Alright, so it's a mix of hand-drawn and 3D. Just like Jonas vs. War Machine was, actually.
Well, blow me down. Ya ain't got a scratch on yez.
I know, right? Overwhelming strength is so boring.
Starting right off with that shot.
Read that.
He's gonna come right back.
Huh?
This is gonna get so weird. Great use of the okay face.
A little bit more interesting now.
Come back just like Luffy. Oh, and in sprites. Just like a video
You
game.
sure is one crazy gazookas.
I'm just a guy who's a hero for fun. Who the hell are you?
Yep, I am what I am, and that's all what I am.
Back into hands drawn. Oh yeah, just pick up a chunk of the earth and throw it at him. Okay, now 3D models. What the fuck is that model? This is Jesus Christ. Spinach.
Amazing! This is amazing! How did you get so strong?
I eat me spinach.
There it is. Okay, back into hand drawn. Thank God.
Can this be? My heart's beating so fast. My muscles ache. I can feel them again.
Just jump off the
That's all
sun.
I can stand, 'cause I can't stand no more.
I never thought it would happen. A serious fight.
I found it!
Good for you, Saitama.
Weird spinach mascot.
Wait, Scott. The fuck?
He took a
Oh.
big gamble, but now he is scrambled. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man.
That was a weird yet awesome fight.
Well, I guess you could say that fight was over easy. Wait, except isn't Saitama's whole gag that he can't lose?
It is, but it's more nuanced than that. Despite breaking his limiter, Saitama's strength isn't limitless. He's said so himself.
Breaking his limiter meant his potential strength was likely infinite, but there's nothing left in his world powerful enough to push him to get stronger, like a bodybuilder stuck with 5-pound dumbbells.
He also doesn't possess some magical ability to kill someone in one punch regardless of effort. Powerful adversaries like Boros and Garo have survived his blows repeatedly, albeit briefly, and he's never met anyone quite like Popeye the
Yeah, that's the thing.
Mangaka, One Punch Man's gag is that Saitama is an anime protagonist at the end of his series, slapped in at the beginning of his series, where he's too strong to have a challenge.
So, if we know Saitama's strength does have a limit, what is it?
We know he can deflect Boros' planet-destroying blast, but he was clearly super casual about it. He may have called it his serious
He's
punch,
casual about
but
pretty
that's
much
the joke.
everything.
He's only now getting kind of serious.
In order to get as generous a number as possible, let's assume Saitama was exerting the least amount of effort he could to throw that punch. Since he's
1%,
still technically a human,
basically.
we can assume the ratio between the least amount of effort possible and the most is relatively consistent with other humans. Let's just say he burned the equivalent of only 1 calorie relative to the strongest punch ever recorded, which was over 1,000 joules. For reference, the average person burns about 1 calorie a minute doing absolutely nothing. So this is assuming Saitama is literally as casual as physically possible.
That'd make his strongest punch about 200 times greater than his weakest. Using Boros' energy blast as a base, Saitama's theoretical strongest punch would be over 11 yotatons of TNT. That's absolutely insane. Enough to annihilate Uranus 4 times over.
Well, that's impressive, but that's still far
You
less
know
than
why I'm
Popeye's
laughing.
blockbusting power, which was millions of times greater.
Don't
Sure,
deny you
this
did
is
too.
only an estimate. We don't know Saitama's full strength exactly. But the point is, whatever it may be, it can be measured.
That's right, but trying to compare them with just numbers isn't the whole story.
While Saitama can break his world fairly easily, it's still a semi-realistic world that generally obeys the laws of physics.
Popeye in his world, on the other hand, can't really be measured at all.
No, it
Dude's
cannot.
occupied 2 places at the same time, ripped the film strip he's animated on, and knocked out the guy drawing him. Can't do math
Toon
to figure
Force.
that out. Popeye's just on a whole other level of bullshit.
Even if Saitama was strong enough to kill Popeye in one punch, Popeye has survived being fully disintegrated, only to recover good as new. Hell, God turned
Yeah.
off all of reality and Popeye just ignored it.
And on the flip side, there was nothing stopping Popeye from just turning Saitama into a bunch of eggs, which he can do without spinach. So even if Popeye was
Oh,
weaker,
yeah,
he'd
shit.
still have a way to finish the job in one punch.
Saitama was easily one of the strongest combatants we've ever seen, but pure strength was no match for Popeye's insane power, survivability, and plain old cartoon shenanigans.
If you thought nothing could match the One Punch Man, now you know Popeye's spinach can.
The winner is Popeye.
Congrats, Popeye.
And that's a wrap for our anniversary season.
That was a weird
Thank you so much
finale.
for watching and supporting us for over a decade.
That's still cool.
Here's to another as Death Battle will return in 2022.
Where we got? Okay, I'm gonna have to go back through that and look. Give me a minute. Okay, had to check back through those teasers, and I have been able to identify a few. But first and foremost, what the fuck did I just watch? That was a weird yet awesome episode. I feel like I keep saying that, but Jesus Christ. Oh boy. Okay. I'm really glad that Saitama got to go out being excited and saying thank you to Popeye for finally giving him a serious fight. Like, I may not be a One Punch Man fan, but you know, I'm glad the character died getting what he always wanted. I just think that's nice. But my god, that animation. So okay, the hand drawn was like hand-drawn models in a 3D environment, which is exactly what they did for Genesis vs. War Machine, which I honestly think that's fucking genius. Because it saves you having to draw the, like, setting, like, of everything. So you can just make everything happen, like, all the faster. And then going to sprites and even the source filmmaker, I'll be honest, the model for Popeye looked a little unsettling, I'll be honest. But I imagine it's only because they didn't really have any other option. But yeah, that was really cool. And like I said, I hope that when Mickey versus Bugs inevitably happens, that it's done like this. Because I think knowing those two, that's just perfect. Yeah, I can't think of much else. I mean, the editing is still as solid as ever. Fight was freaking nuts. And yeah, Popeye won. Now, as for those teasers, I couldn't make out a few of them. All the ones I could make out were Scarlet Witch. There's someone from DC I know people have been requesting her to fight. So, I imagine that's going to happen next season. I can't remember the name, though. It starts with a Z. But, anyway, I saw Boba Fett. I don't know who else he could fight. But, hey, I'm down for bringing Boba Fett back. Really curious as to who they're going to put him against, but meh. And the one I'm really excited for, Vegeta. I saw his final explosion in there. Like, the one where he blew himself up and sacrificed himself to take out Majin Buu. Please, let that be Vegeta versus 4. It's gotta be, right? And wait, hold on. The next 4 film is next year. Come on, it has to be Vegeta versus 4. And that's a fight I really, really want. And, oh god, there's so much I want to see in it. Like, I want to see Vegeta try to pick up Mjolnir, go through his Super Saiyan forms, like, as he's getting angrier and angrier that he can't pick it up. 4 to call it to him, smash Vegeta in the arm and break it just like 18 did, while saying, "You're not worthy." And I don't know, maybe at some point you could have Vegeta, like, punch 4 in the stomach or the face, make him drop Mjolnir, grab his head and say, "Worthy this, you bastard!" And just smash his head into the hammer. Like, there's so much epic and hilarious potential with that. And honestly, considering what Marvel Studios did with 4, like in 4 Ragnarok, Avengers Infinity War, Avengers Endgame, and what I hope they continue to do with 4 Love and Thunder, I think that kind of, like, tone would just be fucking perfect. Plus, they've said multiple times they want to bring Vegeta back. And it's been over 10 years since he was put in, so, like, I'm totally down for that. I mean, I'm down for pretty much just any of these that they're doing. And, you know, I'll also admit, I'm surprised one of the teasers wasn't a Spider-Man character. Because Spider-Man No Way Home just came out. Loved it. There's the sequel to Insomniac's Spider-Man, Spider-Man 2. And there's Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse coming out. I would have thought, why not capitalize on the Spider-Man hype? like, I don't know, either bring back Peter, because, yeah, it's been a decade since he's been in, or bring in either Mysterio or Green Goblin. Like, those would have been my picks. But anyway, I'm rambling at this point. I'm not sure who a couple of those others were. I'm gonna have to look into it. Either it's someone I know and I just don't recognize it and it's gonna bug the crap out of me, or it's just a character I don't know entirely. Which is completely possible. But anyway, this has been one hell of a season celebrating 10 years of this show. Oh boy. Like, I think it goes without saying which one was my favorite. Like, freaking duh. But, and I like, one of my friends on, it was, Proboscis, he said this is also kind of the season of, like, dream fights, because, Chad got his in the form of Macho Man Kool-Aid Man, Liam got, Dio versus Alucard, I got Blake versus Mikasa, my friend Sean got, Madara versus Aizen, and back before Blake versus Mikasa came out, people on Twitter were doing this, if you're only making a history matchup, so can I. The most common one I saw was Steven versus Star, and that happened too. So, yeah. Oh, and my friend Yang the Insane, she always said that she wanted Akuma versus Shao Kahn. So, there we go, there's another one. like a bunch of big characters, and even some fights I didn't even expect to happen. But it's been one hell of a season celebrating 10 years, and because I do those Hall of Fames, like, at the end of every year, here it is for Season 8. This will be on my DeviantArt after an appropriate amount of time has passed, because I don't want to just, like, spoil the result right away, because you shouldn't do that. Anyway, I'm gonna wrap this up. I should be doing a discussion with Max not long after this. I don't know when that will be out, but we'll be talking about the entire second half of this season, along with our ranking. Like, which episode did we like the least and like the most, everything in between that. There should also be another ranking with me, Billy, and Sean on Lads Discuss. That might be on my channel again. And speaking of Lads Discuss, our next one talking about this season finale is going to be live. That's the plan, at least. So, go to Bill's channel, Billy Bobby, and subscribe and wait for that. I do want to try and do videos, like, in the... like, from now until that season comes out, or when RWBY Volume 9 starts. I also wanted to do it, like, between the gaps of Link vs. Cloud and Batman Iron Man. But, honestly, with the job I was working then, like, my schedule was just all over the place. Like, the weeks I had to work were just random. Like, I never had consistent days. But now with this new job, I do. So, I might be able to plan some stuff out and, like, really focus on making videos. Like that top 10 I made. Where it's like, I don't know, 4 of them have come true now. And... oh, I've talked about this before, but what's even crazier about that top 10, Shadow vs. Ryuko was going to be on that list. But I couldn't write anything for it, so I cut it. And then I was going to do a video just like, oh, here's more fights I want to see. And then Ryuko got teased at the end of Hulk vs. Broly, and I was like, fuck! Well, also excited that Shadow vs. Ryuko was potentially happening, which it did, and it was awesome. So, yeah, keep an eye out. I'm gonna try and make more. No promises, but I'll at least try. Anyway, that's all from me. Thanks for watching, like, me react to Death Battle for, oh wow, like, 5+ years now? Because I started, like, early 2015. Yeah, so 6 years. Jesus. Coming up to 7. Wow. Yeah, and it's been insane watching Death Battle all this time. I had some hell, like, okay, you know what? I want to do something special for the comments of this video. We're celebrating 10 years of Death Battle. So, I want you to put in the comments, what was your first Death Battle? What is your all-time favorite Death Battle? And if there are any, like, moments in any particular episode that mean something to you. Okay, so do that, and I will see you in whatever video comes out next. And you know what, for the outro, screw the, like, usual lineup. I want to end it with, like, the winner of my favorite episode. Thank you so much for watching. All that stuff. Enjoy the holidays. Have a good New Year. And here's my Blake outro. Bye.
This is Blake Belladonna with Your Only Mate saying like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.